I don't think you missed anything.
No, that's probably good that you're only recording now.
Yeah. But the main thing, I guess, to just cover recording is that we've got a YouTube channel, and there's a link inside the Telegram thread and also here in this chat thread as well. So if you want to check that out, then we can add videos to that as we go. So there were a couple of items that we were going to discuss, and I'm going to bring them up. And firstly, what I've got on here is the communication skills. And one of the things that I think is really important when we're communicating is just to, first of all, remember that everyone's doing the best they can with what they know and the space that they have available. It's really easy when we get involved in something new to get really excited about it and be full fire, and we don't know what other people's scenarios are, and they might have 2% capacity right now to get involved in the business, and in 3 weeks they may have 100%. We don't know. So really just walk the walk as you want to walk it, and honor everyone else for where they're at, and just trusting that it's all going to unfold perfectly. So just being gentle with that, and also coming from a place of curiosity. So when we're wanting to find things out, or if there are things that are frustrating us, then coming from an inquisitive mind as to why is that happening? I wonder why that's happening, as opposed to having any preconceived ideas and judgments around that. So just, being really gentle with each other. We're going to be working together for a long time, hopefully, and we're all going to be traveling the world and building amazing businesses together. So let's have compassion and patience with that.
And fun.
And lots of fun. Let's have lots of fun. I also just quickly wanted to talk on team leg versus the build leg, and sort of partly initially the psychology that comes with that, because I remember when I first got involved in this and I was really excited to be part of the team leg, and I knew my outline and it sounded really amazing, and then what was happening is I found out that I got put onto the build leg, and my defense system turned that into me actually not being part of the team at all and feeling rejected, and that now it was all just up to me, and poor me is pretty much where I went to. And the reality of it is that for most people right now, the build leg is stronger than the team leg. And the reality is that we need to build our own business. All ranking is based on the people that we bring into the team. And so the invitation is just to trust that wherever you are is where you're supposed to be. And when you're building your team, to really think long-term as much as possible. Obviously, right now, in the short term, there's a desire to have an even balance on the left and on the right, so that you've got, good volume equally for the payout and things like that in the dual bonus. But you really want to concentrate on having groups of people together that can work together, and building that way, so that down the track in this long-term plan, you've got people that are really excited about working together and developing the business and building information systems and outlets for this product to come out together. Does anyone have any questions regarding the build leg and the team leg? No, everyone's pretty
not that far in to know, so I'll figure it out as I go, I suppose.
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking the same thing, Peter. Yeah, I've watched the videos on it so far. So yeah, bit too green to. Once you have a bit of a look at placing people, I think you'll,
You're doing
you
well
know, get a
already.
yeah.
Yeah, and you know, in the very beginning, you can definitely just start to, you know, put one on the left, put one on the right, put one on the left, put one on the right, and just, you know, evenly distribute that way, unless there's like clear association between people. Because obviously, you know, the first people you invite, you're going to know all of them, and there's a good chance they're going to know each other, and that's okay if they're not in the same team. But if you've got people that are really, you know, you can feel that will passionately work together, then keep them together on the same leg.
So is that what you're telling us in essence is how to create a good team and a build leg? Like what is the destination like there? What do you do? So you've got people you put them on either side.
Yeah. Yeah, and
What
you
else
don't
is
know who's
there to know?
going to be a strong builder and who's not. Like some people feel like they've got huge potential and they tell you they've got huge potential and nothing happens. And other people start very cautious and then their business explodes. So, you know, be aware that you don't know, right? And trust that go with your intuition as well. Like if you're feeling called for certain people to go together, then trust that. And if you feel like you want to, you know, put energy into the other leg, trust yourself with this. And if you're unsure, then reach out to the people that introduced you, and then they can run through it with you as well. Mm-hmm. All right. So dual bonus. I was just going to quickly go through the bonus structure. Let me just, maybe the best is if I pull it up on screen again. So give me 1 second while I do that.
So I'm finding a lot of questions within the group are just things that are already in like the intro videos and things.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously it's not, you're not enforced to watch everything, but they really are going to be able to answer all of their own questions if they're able to take that time, like just 5 steps back and just watch all of those things. They only go for about probably 5 to 10 minutes each. Just chip away at one, you know, here and there when you're, well, these days they might not be in the car so much, but just maybe a bit more encouragement when people come in to really digest those at a faster pace than trying to scramble and onboard other people, because they're not going to be able to onboard people if they haven't digested the information themselves either.
Yeah, 100%. And what we're trying to do now is to make it easier for them to find the info. That there is a lot out there already, and also now that the Healy site itself has a tutorial info at the back, that will help, because then we can really clearly ask our team, like, you know, watch that video, this has got the answers for you. You know, have you watched this before you ask the questions? But you know, it's sometimes difficult because people want an answer right now, as opposed to, you know, spending half an hour watching videos to find out for themselves. So
it's a fine line. Yeah, I understand that. I think it is really good that the back office will have, it seems like that information that's in the G Drive or whatever it's called, the Google Drive. So then, yeah, it's a bit more, just it even being in there perhaps is a little bit more streamlined as well. So it's not just another secondary thing that we have to forward on to somebody.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think as everything evolves, we'll get more succinct in how we share it and the information that people are looking for. So it's
Absolutely.
It's constantly getting better.
It's the evolution.
Yeah, really. Okay, So I'm just going to share my screen.
Sorry.
Where are we here? All right, let me know if you can see my screen. Sweet.
Mhm.
So is this all in the way? Is that better?
It's pretty good.
Okay. So the dual bonus. The dual bonus is one of the main payment systems in how we get our bonuses. The first way is the dual bonus, or sorry, the direct bonus. So this is, the commissions based on which item that you have. And of course, the only other one that's not on here is if you're just a member, and there's 8%. Now, one thing that I did just clarify, because we've talked about having being a member, coming in and not needing to pay to join, because there are people in our circle that don't have 500 euros or more right now, but could build the business. So if they join as a member, they won't get this kind of percentage as a direct. They will get 8%. If they then do what's required to become a builder, which is having one member on both sides that have bought a product and the two reach 600 points, then they do have access to the dual bonus. So they can get 15% off the business that's growing underneath them, which can very quickly over time bring them enough funds to buy a device so that they can then buy their way into the business. So there is a real way to get into the business without needing to pay, which is good to know. You can also use the fast start in the first 30 days. Only if you sell a Healy Health Plus or a Healy Resonance do they count towards having 3 units sold and getting a free upgrade. So if you sell 3 Health Plus or Resonances in the first 30 days, you will actually, as a bonus, get a gold device. The dual bonus then is where we have our 2 lines, right? And each person will only ever have 2 lines, your build line and your team line. And that can vary from left and right depending on where you are in the person above you, right? So the way that this works is the accumulation of all of the points on your left team and your right team. Now, here's the example where you've got 10,000 points on the left and 7,000 points on the right. And what they do is they take the lowest volume, so 7,000 here, and they offer 15% of that. And then the remaining 3,000, which is left over in the left, that's where the left team will start the following month. It'll start with 3,000 points on the left team. This one here, for example, on the other side, there's 5,000 and 15,000 here. So you only get paid out 15% of 5 with 10,000 points being carried over. Now, these examples are carried forward from the examples up here, example 1 and 2, where they have 1,200 points in their direct bonus, and this one has 240 points in the direct bonus. And you can see, how have they done that? Oh no, sorry, they haven't carried it like that. Yes, they have. Sorry, I'm confusing myself. So example 1 here, so they've got 7,000 points here, and they had the 12,000 or 1,200 points from the direct. So you get 7,000 minus the 1,200, which then, let me admit that, gives you 5,800 points that you then get 15% of. So I'm going to say that again. You got 7,000 from the smallest leg, minus the points from your direct is what is left over, and that's what you get paid 15% on. So in example 2, where you've got 5,000 points and only a direct of 240, your residual value is 4,700, and so you get 15% of that. All right. So you can see that when you're not getting much of a direct because you've come in as a member, you get to hold on to more of the dual as that payout. So, and remembering that 1 point equals €1 in the payout. Okay. And then I also want to speak to the matching bonus, because I have spoken to this previously, but I got it wrong. What I initially thought was that this is you, and then you have one person underneath you, and then 2 people underneath you, and then 3 people, and then 4, and then 5, and then 6, and then 7, and then 8. But that's actually not how it works. What you've got here is you may have 10 people on your first line, right? And you get 10% of the volume of all 10 people. Those 10 people may have then enrolled another 10 people each, which actually means you have 100 people on this line here. And these are only people that you've directly enrolled. So it's this matching bonus is where it says here personally sponsored members, right? Not just who is in the team. So that's where there is real benefit in making sure that you're continuously inviting new people in and building your business. And then as you grow from member to builder all the way down to the senior president, you go deeper into the layers. So here you've got 10%, and then you've got 3% on the second line, and that goes up to 5, 3 to 5, 3 to 5, 3, and then extra, extra, extra. And that's how that works. So I just wanted to clarify that this matching bonus is based on the people that you personally introduced. Does anyone have any questions around that? No, everyone's good? Alrighty then, I'll stop sharing. The last thing that I wanted to, yeah.
I do kind of have some questions around that.
Okay.
So you got your people on your first line, and then you got your people on the second line. Do they only need, so I was talking to Taryn and she said, like, really for long-term success, it's about getting everyone with both their legs set up as soon as possible, basically. So it's like getting everyone to get 2 legs. And so they've got their 2 people, they've kind of got their 2 builders. So supporting that is like an important process. Do those bonuses apply, those next levels, those the builder and the however it went, do they apply with just one person having one person, or does because you've got 1 leg, but then these people are they're putting on 1 person potentially, and then there's 1 on their team leg? No, you've still you've got 2 people going on both sides. Does it need to be 2? Does it need to go from 2 people to being 4 people to being 8 people to being, like, does it have for the bonus to actually kick in and start working?
Okay.
You know what I mean?
There's different things, and I think you're getting confused between the different bonuses.
Okay.
So let me show it again.
Thanks.
Was that because as well, Max was saying that after he enrolled Taryn, instead of enrolling, who was it, Sarah himself, he put Sarah under Taryn? Is that what you mean by helping your people build their legs as well?
Yeah.
Getting to them to builder perhaps before you build past that?
Okay, so if you have a look, you go past all of the commission side of it and you get to the ranking, right? So this is where we get to what your team needs to look like to get ranking, right? So first you've got member, which is just you've joined. You don't need to buy anything. You've just put in your details and you've confirmed a spot. That's you as a member, right? To be a builder, you need to have enrolled one person on your left leg, one person on your right leg, and you need to have a combined volume of 600 points. Now, that can be one person bought a residence and they've got 1,250 points, and the other person is just enrolled as a member without buying anything. That is valid to become a builder.
Yeah, so just on that, like I've enrolled people, but I haven't moved in a rank because mostly I've just sold the promotion and people are buying in at the gold price. So I haven't changed rank, even though I've got like a few people in.
Don't worry about what the system says. The system is not updating.
Right.
Okay. You can look at this to know where you are, right? You have enrolled one person on your left and one person on your right, correct?
Yes.
So you are a builder.
Okay.
Now, for example, if we just use you as an example here, Jonathan. So now you have a person on your left and a person on your right leg that has introduced someone on their left and on their right. Right? So both of the people that you enrolled, both of them have enrolled someone on their left and on their right.
Right.
So that means that as long as you've got 2,500 points going through your system, through your business, you're actually a team leader now.
Right.
Okay? So the last thing we can do is rely on the back office of the system right now, because it does not update in real time at all, right?
Right.
This is how you know. If you then have people inside your organization that are team leaders, so you have a look, are there people in my team that actually have a builder on both their legs? Doesn't matter whether you introduced them, which is solid, or whether someone else introduced them. If you have two people in your organization that have a builder on both sides, then you are a senior team leader because you've got two team leaders in your business. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And this is where you need to support your people, because if you know you've got a big builder and you put them underneath someone, then what's going to happen is this leg here, for example, is going to build in rank, right? Because you're putting people underneath that are going to be builders. As a result, this position here will go through the ranking, and you do the same on this side, which means that, for example, you get to here where you've got a senior team leader on both sides and another member, which then brings you to manager. So this is how you want to work, that you need to be building so that you're getting to these levels, right? You can see here, this is how it grows, but it's still only ever two legs, right? It's only ever two legs, but the legs need to grow in rank. So you need to have people inside your leg that have these ranks. So you want to support your team to get ranking, because that will automatically bring ranking to you. All right. So that is how you get ranking. Now, that then relates to the ranking achievement bonuses. These are a one-off payment. When you reach team leader, you get €100 bonus. Senior team leader, 250, manager 500, senior manager €1,000, just as a one-off bonus for reaching that. Okay. Once you get to the bigger ones, as you can see in the notes here, they're either paid out monthly or quarterly, just so that they're not paying out, €250,000 in one go. You actually get that one paid out quarterly. And then you also start getting into these kinds of rankings where you get into the leadership bonus, right? And you also get into the mobility bonus. As you go up in ranking, you get these as an ongoing monthly as a bonus, right? And that's then how it relates to this. Whereas when you're a builder, you get 10% of your first line. Team leader, you get 10% of the first line and 3% of the second line of people that you've directly enrolled, right? So this is where you want to balance out between enrolling people yourself, so you've got a strong front line, and building your business so that you go up in the ranking. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. And so that's different than working the binary, right? Working the binary, going down, yes, you need to have both legs working solidly, but the matching bonus, this is just on who you've enrolled. And you can have 10 people on one leg, right, that you've personally enrolled.
Yeah.
It's just unlikely that you're going to go far down the ranking if you haven't been evenly distributing your builders.
Yep.
Okay. And also keep in mind that there are long-term plans here, right? So right now you're building really strongly one leg because it's kind of like a group of people that are all together, right? And you're concentrating and focusing that. That's okay. Then there'll be a phase where, okay, that one's manifesting and running on its own. I'm going to now focus on my other leg. Right? Does that make sense?
Yep.
Cool. Does anyone else have questions, or are there any other questions on that?
Hey guys, Megan. Yeah. How you doing?
Good.
My partner's just sitting in on this call. This is Eliza. Say hi.
Hello.
She's just learning ahead of time. There's never third legs. Yeah, it's always just the two left and the right. That's it.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah,
So I
other
missed that question.
businesses.
What would you say?
It's always just left and right leg. There's no third leg ever. It just goes deeper down.
Is that being cheeky?
Because what is
Yeah, like some businesses, for example, doTERRA, you actually climb in ranking by starting a third, fourth, fifth, sixth leg, things like that. But that's not the case with this. It's only ever two legs.
But potentially those two legs can have quite a number of first liners.
Yeah. Yeah, like you could have enrolled 100 people in the first line. And over time we will.
On a team meeting. You can just.
So, yeah.
So the page on 3.1, you got direct bonus, which is what we're talking about now.
No, we are talking about the matching bonus right now.
Now, I know you were bringing that up, but people have brought it back to the how many legs. So if you look at the diagram 3.1,
yeah,
that kind of shows what people are talking about right now.
Right. Yeah. So thanks for bringing it back to there. That's good. So yeah, here you've got, this is you, and these are the number of people that you have enrolled.
Directly, yeah.
Directly. And you get, because you've got a Healy resonance, you get 40% direct from that, right? So that's one bonus. And then on top of that, these people are building businesses. So as your first line here, depending on your ranking, well, it doesn't actually, as long as you're more than a builder, on top of the 40% direct, you will also get 10% of that as a matching bonus.
Okay, I got that. And what if more than 2 people on our first line, so say 4 of those people were becoming builders, what happens then?
Well, then on this map, so okay, let me, I'll stop sharing this and share something else.
So potentially, then if you do happen to come across like a super strong builder, then that would be someone that you kind of do put on your first line because you're getting 10% of those. And that would be a good time to be creating kind of like a third leg in a way, but it's like really just another line. But it's actually a really good opportunity to establish a whole new sort of like tree potentially.
Yes, in that matching bonus, yeah, you'd be building a new tree. Correct.
Mm.
And
Yeah.
once we've placed people on the back end, for example, Mario's not on this call, but he's going to watch the recording. When we're choosing like, team leg or, pardon me, builder leg.
I can't hear you very well. Is there somewhere that you can put some sort of like something to make that way clearer?
I think it's just my speaker. Can you hear me?
Have you got headphones or something?
It's just a really old computer. Hang on, I'll type.
No, you're right. I can hear you fine.
Okay.
Sorry.
So go ahead, Macon.
I was just, I forgot. I was just talking about when you first sign people up, like, for example, when I got Mario in and it's like going on team or build leg. And
Yeah.
I asked Mario where he wanted to go and we had that talk, which was really good. In the back end there, it says, do you want to place them left or right? And then something was, if you don't place them yourself, they automatically get put somewhere.
Yeah.
What's the time frame?
I think I can't remember.
I think it said 2 weeks, perhaps.
No, I think it's 2 days.
Yeah, okay, 2 days. And in terms of what Jonathan...
No, it's not 2 days because I've got someone
No.
sitting there who I'm just not sure was committed, and so I haven't put them in the tree because they just kind of have signed up but not gone in. So they've been sitting there for probably like a good week now.
Okay.
It would have to be longer than that if they've got their cooling off period as well, wouldn't it, Jace?
No, I mean, to be given a position, that doesn't have to be. They could be locked into the system before then.
But is that a smart way to do it? Like we can get people on as members, whether they've bought or not, and then depending on how they start to build, then placing them within the tree?
Well, they wouldn't be able to build without being in a place, I'd say.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's what I was asking.
Yeah. Oh, well, it would get very messy anyway.
Well, I think that's what Jonathan, correct me if I'm wrong. Is that what you were trying to say? Is if you say, for example, you bring on me on one leg and Ria on another leg, for example, and say we're your 2 builders, and then say 3 weeks later you get another person who's kicking even better ass, can Jonathan move his tree around to replace the structure? No, it's solid.
Well,
Yeah.
once anyone's logged in, that's... I've actually asked if there is a possibility to relocate people if they haven't had anyone put underneath them in the new system, because that would be good. But yeah, we'll have to see what's possible when the new back office comes live. But right now, as soon as you lock them in, it's done. Did you want to say something else? No? All right. So I'm just trying to think of... Okay, so here, for example...
This is pretty wild, isn't it? Like, is there a good thing on the site to just revisit this?
There is videos on it.
Yeah. I need to go over this again and again to really lock it in.
Yeah. So, I mean, this is where, for example, that's me at the top, and then Jester, and then Jonathan and Janina and Bree are here. So,
are we sharing a page? Are we?
Can you not see my page?
No.
Okay.
I see you.
All right. Hang on.
Just on that as well. So I've just been talking to Taryn,
Yeah.
And she said that she'd be really happy to do like a bit of a cameo for us and just like sort of talk into what it really means to build like a long-term leg. So if anyone is interested in that, she said that she's available on Sunday or next week. I was like kind of thinking that sooner is better rather than later with all of the movement that's going to happen sort of towards the 22nd.
Yeah.
And the way that we're going to start positioning people before then.
Yeah.
It could be nice to sort of just get, because I feel like this is going to be another big rush, and it'd be nice to sort of be really clear about how we want to operate it.
I agree. Yeah, no, that'd be great. I think I'm available Sunday for that.
All right,
Could
cool.
could that also be something on the YouTube? Because obviously that's going to be valuable, like not just time dependently. We're going to want to revisit that as well. And you're talking about building this YouTube channel. If it's something that we can put onto there, then we can
Like
revisit that.
I like
Yeah.
you thinking.
Yeah, yeah. No, I was thinking exactly the same thing. So we can get that up on there before the 22nd. So that would be great.
So we can just do it in the Zoom meeting and then put it on YouTube, you're saying?
Yeah, yeah. So
Yeah.
what we can do is I'll create a Zoom meeting and we'll invite her, and then she can do it there, and then we can upload it straight to it.
And
Awesome.
so I just like recently I just found out that she is kind of like part of our upline, Taryn is.
Yeah,
So
direct. 100%.
she's direct.
Karen is upline from everyone in Australia and New Zealand and Bali, pretty much.
Right. Okay.
So yeah, it was Taryn, and then Sarah, and then
And then
Mark,
Ted.
and then me.
So Tesh and then Mark?
Yeah, like Taryn personally invited Sarah. Sarah personally invited Arahia. Arahia personally invited Mark. Mark invited me, and Tesh is in that tree as well.
All right. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Cool. Okay. Thanks.
Cool. All right.
Just about to share that page. Yeah.
You can see it now?
Yeah.
Okay. So this is the binary genealogy, right? So this is where you can see where it doesn't matter who invited them, they either go on the left or on the right, and they go down the chain, right? When you get to, let me just check which one of these it is. I'm not quite sure. Okay. So then here you can see people that I've directly sponsored in one tree. So this is my matching bonus line 1, right? This doesn't go deeper, but if you go to the tree genealogy, then same thing, right? So here is the list of people. This is my line 1. And then if we look at Justin, for example, then these are the people that he's enrolled. So this is my line 2, and then line 3, my line 4, etc. Right? So this is how you can kind of see what's going on in the matching. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
And then depending on what your ranking is, depends on how far down this tree we go as far as counting points.
I think it is actually a lot easier to grasp than the green boxes, the tree way. So thanks for showing that, because the only other video I've seen has like the green blobs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The only disadvantage with this is that it doesn't show you where they are in the tree. It shows you who enrolled them. So
yeah,
you can
okay.
actually see who is direct upline and how the organization works together. You can just see who enrolled who.
Yeah, all right then.
Okay. But yeah, and unplaced partners, let's just quickly go here because I thought it did say, no, I can't see here. All right, no problem. Cool. I'll stop sharing that. The last thing I wanted to, are there any more questions regarding either of those things, either the matching bonus or the dual bonus?
So is it 10% of both their, or 5% of both their commissions and their 10% of it's coming from their 10% is coming from their 10%
So
of their dual bonuses?
Well, it comes from the points, the PV.
yeah. So you get 10% of the PV that is in their line. Right?
And that's just their weakest line?
Yeah.
It
Or is
doesn't
it their
say
total?
that. It says be paid out.
Because otherwise, that strongest line,
the down
there's
line
like a lot of
on the dual
passive.
bonus. So
Yeah.
yeah. So it's on the PV that they get in their dual bonus. So you get, the matching bonus is 10% of what comes out of the dual bonus.
And that's calculated on their weakest line.
Yes.
Geez, so there's a lot of this strong line money just going straight up the tree, eh?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like a lot of it.
Yeah. And, you know, when you're looking at these things, you know, you've got 10% plus 5% plus 5% plus 5% plus 5. It adds up, you know. We also get 33% or 40% of the direct. So, and then, you know, when you get to ranking, you're also getting 1% of all, or a portion of 1% of everything. So there's multiple layers of payout. So
And with those rankings, they're only one-off payments. They're not something that ends up being a residual monthly. They're
Correct.
just like you've achieved a payment, so you're going to get it once.
Correct.
That's not a regular thing. Okay. And so then where is the passive income other than the travel allowance? And then potentially just the 10%, the 5% of what people may continue to on-sell.
It's also in the leadership bonus, where you get 1% of the worldwide point volume that's then shared out. So if you're a director, then you get your, 25% of however. If you have a look at the leadership bonus, that's where the passive is as well.
They
And
also asked that question in the earlier meeting, Jono. So they said, like, this is just all brand new, so that there probably will be more passive income introduced as we grow as a company.
Yeah,
and resales and new products, resales, like
Subscriptions.
upgrade, like better products. Like it's just going to be so many more products to sell. So it'll sell itself.
I asked Taryn that question the other day about membership and when that's going to come in and things like that. Her forecast now, because it was the case that the membership was going to start as of 1st of April originally, then it sort of got pushed to May. It's most likely going to be July now, if anything, because they want to launch America and South Korea before they probably add any membership. So as soon as membership starts, that will be a passive income as well.
Sorry, can I just interrupt? What's the membership? I might have missed that boat completely.
Okay, so most companies like this have a minimum spend to stay active as a builder.
Yeah.
And so that will be a membership, which will most likely include receiving a probably the digital nutrition or something like that. They'll come up with a pack where you get something for it, but you have to spend it every month to stay as an active member.
Cool, got you, thank you.
And that'll probably be in the order of 30 to 50 euros per month.
Thanks, yeah.
So, if you've got 5,000 people in your team times 30 euros, that adds up pretty quick too.
Yeah, and that digital nutrition thing that they mentioned in the last meeting, that's nothing to do with the device. That's just like an online nutrition program, right?
Correct. Yeah, it's just another app.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, Jace, do they have a new date for America to be launched?
No, they don't. At this stage, it's still May.
Okay.
Yeah, they're pretty keen to get it going there. And by the sounds of it, Trump's pretty keen to get the country back in action too. So,
Can I ask Jace, because that kind of leads into my question I put in the agenda about shipping and stuff, legals. If we've got friends here, say I've got an American friend in Melbourne and they want to join in Australia and start selling here, but they want to start selling it to their families in America.
yeah.
If they have the American address on the back end and they, buy them and all that, can it go straight to America, or do they need to ship them to their Aussie address and send it personally to be legal?
Yeah, no, Healy won't ship them to America beforehand. I have been advised that the best way that it gets through customs is say that it's a child's toy and wrap it with other lollies and things like that, and then it just looks like some kid's computer gadget thing, and it seems to be getting through customs pretty well.
Okay, cool, good to know. Yeah, it's a machine to help babies. That'll work.
Yeah. So just for South America, that's the best way. Just and if you've got friends right now that can use an Australian address and they're actually then physically in South America, they could actually join with the coupon, get it shipped to Australia, and then you ship it to South America.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right. Any other questions? All right. So filling reserve spots. I just wanted to open this into the conversation as well. Some people in the team have done it. Some people haven't. I know, for example, that Taryn and Sarah have done it. They've got multiple spots at the top of the tree for in case they want to, what was said to me, even if they want to sell the position down the track, or whether they have a beloved that they want to put into the business close to them in the business. And it's completely up to you whether you choose to do that or not. According to Healy, you can have 3 accounts. So, yeah. Basically, the way that they're kind of doing it is putting 2 on the left and 2 on their right and having their main one. And then, they just kind of sit there until things evolve, and then you can build from those down the track if you wanted to, because the business has got momentum.
Jay, sorry, you're saying they're buying multiple machines to have those legs ready?
No, they're just joining as members.
As themselves?
Yeah. Under a different name and a different email.
Okay.
Also, is there a minimum age for people to join then? I know most would be like 18, but I don't know if I've seen any.
Yeah, I've been told that it's 18 as well.
Okay.
I don't know what restriction there is on that. My daughter's 17 at the moment, and I've got a spot for her because I figured by the time she gets to it, then she'll be 18, and then she can run with it. So.
Yeah, well, I have a 16-year-old that I wanted to get to join as a member, so then she could earn her own machine, so I didn't have to buy her own.
Right. Yeah. So, I don't know how they police that, if they police that, but officially it's 18.
Yeah, I figured it would be.
Yeah.
It doesn't.
All right. Any other questions?
I love you groaning there, Peter. That was great.
I'm dying. It's so cool because I'd like my daughter to, be able to learn and earn, and be able, like, with the skin health and with the learning programs, it'd be so cool for her to be able to get involved. And yeah,
well, I guess as he's just said that you can have 3 of your own accounts, so she can be one of your avatars.
Sure.
If you really wanted to.
I just love the ideas of kids being able to be entrepreneurs. It's just
Oh, absolutely. That's what I thought of as well. Yeah.
Yeah, just getting outside of the box, because that's the way it's going to be, right?
Yeah.
Especially right now when they can't get out of their box.
Yes, exactly. It's just
Nice.
the new norm.
Cool. Any more questions from anyone? Any sharings? Anything you want to put into the group?
I just wanted to tell Jonathan, because the last call that we just had, there's going to be some programs running for pets.
I don't think he heard you.
Oh, sorry, I'll type it.
Yeah.
Anyone got a good testimonial to share?
Yeah. Chase, could you repeat that? What Macon said?
So, pets. There'll be a pet program coming soon.
Yeah. On the
Okay.
last call, they mentioned there'll be like a pet subscription or something to that effect.
You can buy a page, obviously, of programs.
That's a whole other market, guys. That's,
Yeah, right.
that's like the Eka and the fucking Melbourne show people. That's what that is.
Yeah. My sister has 5 dog babies. I know that one.
You'll get 10 machines.
Right.
This
Yeah,
is
one for each
awesome.
dog.
This is how I'm going to convince my mum to buy one. She won't buy one for herself, but she will buy one for the dog.
Yeah.
It's a good sales point.
Yeah. Hey, Jonathan, how did you go regarding the funnel? Is there any movement on that?
Yeah, so I've spoken to Scotty. It doesn't feel so. Generally, he's talking like $10,000 to $20,000 it would cost for a funnel. So yeah, what basically I've spoken to him about potentially is doing a bit of lackey work for him, and like sort of just getting all the media together. That potentially he can throw it in his. I mean, we could probably have this conversation differently, but put it in, because he's got this beautiful thing put together where he's got all these, like, what do you call it, revolutionary products that are like cleansing whole home environments of like toxins and friggin' nanoparticulates in friggin' air, and just reionizing the space, and like these NASA laundry washers that aren't using toxic chemicals, and all these really cool stuff. And so potentially like the minimum sort of getting it on his page potentially. But yeah, it sounds like something really serious and professional would be an investment. But I don't know. I'm just gonna ride that gently and just see how that goes with him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But I think it would be a good idea. And what my vision is potentially for a funnel is that potentially what he said as well, is that we set it up in a way where we get their details rather than them going through the process, rather than them going through the setup of the membership process. And what my vision is, even within that, is we set it up like an application process nearly. People that are interested in the business model, and we do applications for them, then we have their details, and then we start placing aces in the tree to fill out the tree in the right way that it's going to start building ranks for everyone.
Mm.
So that was kind of what I see potentially happening, as using a funnel to really benefit the team. And if it was done in that way, maybe it could be a collective investment. But at the moment, with what sort of would be looking at with Scotty, it would probably just be working out something where he ends up in the tree, and potentially he's going to have a bit of a funnel happening where it's going through his own website, but not necessarily something that's done for the collective. But
Yeah.
Macon did speak into the ability to be able to set up a funnel. So
Yeah,
that,
it's not $10,000. It's like $78 a month. So
Right.
I'll link you guys to that. I have it running through my website, which has just gone down at the moment because of the government. But
Right.
with $250, I can get mine back up again. It's $78 a month. And if do you guys all have individual websites already for your own health companies and whatever you do?
I don't at this stage have something
No.
happening there.
Yeah, well, you can either build this into, say you have a WordPress or a whatever platform, a basic one page or website is on, which you can set up for free. You can build this in the back end for $78 a month and it acts as the same. And, or you can just buy it as itself. I'll send a link and you can look at it. I can't explain obviously, but, but it runs itself. And it comes across, if you say, for example, see an ad on Facebook like Preston Smiles Coaching, for example, and you'll click into those one pages which scroll down and down and down. You know, it'll be like, hey, this is my testimonial. Hey, I'm Preston Smiles. Hey, here's what's in the package. Or here's some more testimonials. And it keeps going until by the end, you're either going to buy it or you're fucking not.
Yeah.
It sets it up like that. So everyone can either have their own, or we could have one collective True Resonance one, which everyone can use, whether it's our team, whether they're our own leg, and just use it. If everyone puts in $50 each or whatever, that's easy.
Yeah.
I'll
Cool.
send
All right. Let's we can speak more about that.
Yeah, cool.
Cool. All right. If no one else has got any questions, I wouldn't mind bringing it to a close. And then, yeah, we'll just stay on task with the things that we talked about on Friday. We had kind of like a task meeting for different things. And yeah, great. Thanks for putting that in there, Macon. And yeah, we're looking at a new structure to make it even easier to keep track on what's happening with the team and how things are moving. But the first thing that's going to be really strong for us to share will be this Facebook group, not the Facebook group, sorry, the YouTube channel. So we can set up some clear playlists and videos that are either designated directly to the medical side of it or the business side of it, or just general curiosity, interested, you know, at the beginning, what is this? And also some good conversation just with our team, so people get an idea of the vibe of the True Resonance crew, because we have got something pretty special rolling here. So we should share that.
Thank you for setting that up. Just wanted to say that's so cool. In terms of like the playlists, you know, we can have obviously the stuff for public and then our private ones for us, which can obviously be all of these team calls.
Yeah.
And when people are jumping into Telegram, they can listen to the first 6 meetings and just catch up, and we don't have to repeat anything. That's cool.
Yeah, exactly. And if anyone's just recently joined Telegram, please let me know if you've got access to all of the conversation before you joined. I have changed it, and I think because Mario joined before I changed it, when he logged out and logged back in, it kind of just showed him where he was. But if there's anyone new that's just joined, I'd love to know if you're getting all of the back info.
Yeah, I'm getting all of it. I think I only just got Janina to join me to that one today. I was a bit slow with the resonance group, sorry. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I can scroll like heaps far up.
Great. And you've got access, if you, can you just test this for me? Have you got access to that right now?
Yep, just give me a second. All right, True Resonance, yeah.
Click on the name, and then it should open up another menu which has got shared media.
Yep, so you got members, media, files, and
Yep.
in media, there's just the one screenshot type thing.
And files, if you go to files.
Files, there's 3 files there.
Okay. All right. I'll chat with you about that more off screen so that we can just finish this up.
Okay, cool.
I'm the same, Jonathan, because I think sorry, not Jonathan, Jason. I'm the same. I've just got a couple in shared media. I've got like 3 voice notes and just a couple of links. I don't think mine goes back before I was joined.
Okay. Cool. All right. That's good to know. Maybe there's actually something in there as to why some things are shared and some aren't. Cool. All right. Wonderful. Thank you, everyone. We'll stay in touch and speak soon.
Thanks, man. Good night. See you guys.
Good night.
Thanks, guys.
See ya.
Right, everyone.
Thanks, everybody. Cheers.